Welcome to a glorious day here by the Black Sea. We're at the Sochi Autodrome for what could be a really exciting Grand Prix weekend. The final alterations are being made in the garages as the teams prepare to send their cars out for the first time. So Anthony, lots to do of course in these sessions, lots of programs to run. What are you looking for when you jump in the car for free practice?
Well, you have basic checks first of all. You know, is the car working correctly? What are the track conditions like? And you'll be chasing that as the session goes on. Things like that. Then you start getting into the nitty-gritty of it all, and they become more like test sessions where it's all about gathering new data, testing components, tweaking the setup and so on. So there's only so much actual practice that these drivers need. Most of them will be plenty familiar enough with the track layout, either from previous experience or from the simulator.
Hi, how are you? I'm just passing on your qualifying goals for this weekend.
Welcome back to Sochi. We're about to be joining the action down in the pit lane as the cars get ready to embark on their qualifying runs. grid is all set then for the race tomorrow. But before we go, let's quickly remind ourselves of our top three, who are Rosberg, Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
Hello. I just wanted to pass on the team's expectations for this race. Good luck.
Good afternoon from Sochi as we prepare to get underway for the Russian Grand Prix. The championship battle has some time to go yet, but still expect no quarter to be given here on this circuit that made its debut in 2014 and has already seen some classic racing. Built on the shores of the Black Sea, the Sochi Autodrome is a 3.6-mile tour around some of the venues built for the 2014 Winter Olympic Games. Close barriers may make overtakes more challenging, but with 56% of the lap taken absolutely flat out, we certainly won't be wanting for pure speed. A fitting arena then to do battle at the pinnacle of motorsport. I'm joined again today by none other than Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, obviously there's a lot of development work that goes on with these cars between the races. You've been both a test driver and a race driver. What differences are there in the way you approach those roles?
Interesting question, Crofty. They're two very different mindsets. I mean, when I tested for BAR, we had full in-season testing where, per driver, you'd cover up to 15,000 kilometres per season. And in that role, it was more about working for the team, trying to help them improve the car and drive as systematically as you could, so that that data could be analysed in the most consistent way. When you're lining up on the grid for a race, however, your frame of mind's all about what you can get out of the situation on that day, and the car's the tool to help you achieve what you want. You still want to focus on setup, of course, but it's more about the here and now, getting yourself as far up the field as possible, and less about development work for the future.
You're above where we expected on the grid. Be careful not to lose places, as there will be faster cars around you.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Nico Rosberg is on pole position today after coming out on top of a difficult qualifying, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Vettel, a McLaren, and Bottas, Hülkenberg, Grosjean, Ricciardo and Jolyon Palmer, Alonso, Massa, Felipe Nasser and Ericsson, Magnussen, Sainz, Daniel Kvyat and Kimi Raikkonen, Wehrlein and Gutierrez, Sergio Perez and Rio Haryanto completes the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
So put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well, please. This is 24.1 seconds. That was an excellent drive.
A great win then for the Mercedes team today. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
The difference was clearly in the strategy. You could tell they'd done a lot of work on the pit wall to really optimise each stint and get the most out of the tyres. And it highlights just how much of a team sport this really is. But credit to the driver as well, though. There's no good having a well-oiled machine behind the scenes without a talented hand on the wheel, of course.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes, then, are on top today. And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Nico Rosberg takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after that excellent result. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
I think it's got to be Kimi Räikkönen. He's not always spectacular, but he quietly gets the job done. And that's the case today.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes have extended their lead at the top of the standings. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from Red Bull this time out, and they improved their position in the championship. It was great having you with us for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time, though, goodbye.